Anje Chedam Zoje Jolong Vaishnaja Bhata Dhamma Jansi Agri Chiche Jebe Sona Dola Benje Sanje Loba Anje Chedam Zoje Jolong Vaishnaja Bhata Dhamma Jansi Agri Chiche Jebe Sona Dola Benje Sanje Loba Sanje Chudam Sochi Shanja Bada Dana Jasuji Agi Chichi Jebe Sonandi Dola Benja Sanje Daba Shu. Okay. You wake up? Remy? Am I good?
Good evening, Geshe.
Remy, one. Okay. Anyway, it's wonderful. Even a hot day, tomorrow's 100 degrees. You heard that? Tomorrow there's 100 degrees. For the experience for the heart. Anyway, it's a wonderful to be able to study a little bit that. Then I'm not talking too much here. Today we're going to a little bit describe. Another Kazan Dingalaya, Sedan Lambitumda, Anani, and Shiramawa. There was some time on the Raptum Rosenberwa.
So we have roughly gone through all this, the Buddhist tenet in general, and about Vaishika, Sautantika, and Chitta Madhuri, right?
From that side, they go Kashua. Homa ya, never call Homa Homegi. Agum Shetan can just total Tawadi. Tawadi, Tata de Mewasaganam, Tawa member, but Tata de Mewasaganam.
So as you go or move to the higher tenets, or the better or the higher tenets, then you see the lower or the earlier tenets are not correct in terms of the, especially in terms of the view.
So now we are
on the fourth tenet, right? The Madhyamika, middle way school.
They barate and Tawachim with them, but my Yamche. And the Sajum in the Kunyangal and then the low ship Javi Chilaya. And the Shine Womoluta Peche and your Tawachim with them by a social race.
Just to go back a little bit on the history part of these teachings of the Buddha Shakyamuni, when he came to this world, he taught both types of Dharma, like the Hinayana and Mahayana. The low vehicle and the great vehicle Dharma. Then, after Buddha passed away, after some time, the whole teaching degenerated, especially the Mahayana teaching. And then 400 years later, after Buddha passed away, then Nagarjuna came, and then he revived those teachings of the Mahayana.
And
this one was already prophesied by Buddha. And after 400 years and after my teaching degenerated, there will be a great master called Nagarjuna who will be born in the southern India, and who will revive these teachings of the Mahayana.
Himana Tatan Neten Devi Louis Sanjing Nambeg Lugin Tenalaya and Tawachimota Sanjing Sono Mares Sanjing Kunyang and Devi Chilaya and Roma Social race, what in the Lugin of the usage.
And in some history, especially in the Theravada tradition, it is not accepted that the Mahayana teaching is the Buddha's teaching. It says Buddha never taught Mahayana teaching. it was the later, the disciples of the Buddha who made it up, or who taught later. And Buddha didn't teach during his time.
어떤이나 근데 영 좋아도 산지가 손을 했어. 제 좋아도 제 쪽을 했어. 나도 소리랑 소소 싸워서 소쪽을 했어.
And then the Quran somewhat and then they will lose they're saying that it is all right. The Buddha has permitted, that his disciples can make up the teachings if they find it beneficial.
어디까지 다들 로직은 어떠하지? 다들 로직은 간단한 좀 배제 나도 지나 때문에 말을 산지 손발했어. 가지고.
Well, but and according to the Tibetan Buddhism, the Tibetan Mahayana Buddhism, then of course it is not accepted in that way, just like the Theravada explains. It is fully accepted that both the Mahayana and the Hinayana teachings are taught by Buddha Shakyamuni.
Okay. 다 산지 다 공부를 펜에다 가르쳐 버리나다. 니다 산지 좀 된대요. 이제 클라노선으로 걸어야 쇼시네. 이제 지금 다 되는 데들을 제네야. 미일이야. 내 산지 템바 대화좀 냠도 걸어야 루트도 용지. 이 제데스ም 류를 맞는 시스 말이스. 내 공부를 페이지 된도 야 된대 쉬네. 아니 아주 소셔 말이스.
You said that when the teachings, the modern Mahayana teaching degenerated, was degenerating. At that time, the Nagas came, and they took, the scriptures, the Mahayana scriptures, like the Perfection of Wisdom Sutra, Mahayana scriptures, and they took it down to the Naga land. And later, when Nagarjuna came, then he visited the Naga land, and then he brought back those scriptures, Mahayana scriptures. And so, like this story is related, with this story. There's pilgrimage sites in Nepal. Like last time when we went on pilgrimage, we went to these places, and they explained that this is the place where Nagarjuna entered into the Naga land.
어제 다 산지 공부를 펜에 가르쳐 왔나? 아니 오마 싸워셔라. 다 싸워셔라 다 뒤에는 맨날 돼 말. 다 대충 또.
And then, so what Nagarjuna did was he composed this teaching, Mahayana teaching called fundamental wisdom, and that is the main, scripture on all the Mahayana and the Madhyamika school, middle way school.
그래서 다 공부를 그때 콩우도사로 가와도 나는 독하시 고도했어.
And he sourced that back to some of the sutras. So sutras are the teaching by Buddha.
근데 얍세자위 도세들이 지우서.
And then there's a sutra for the sutra meeting, father and son meeting.
내 띵에도 제분 도세하다.
Then there's a king of concentration sutra.
루루 무세바 때문에 도세하다.
And what's that?
루루 무세바.
Lulu Misipa.
나 대박이다. 야만 도대사 좋아하셔.
That's such a one.
Yeah.
So there's a sutra, a sutra division. It's called the 10th sutra division.
주지 원수 잡힌 도세. 다들 못 들려서.
So there are so many sutras like that, those that he referred to or used as a source to compose his text, the fundamental wisdom.
군돌아 그또네 안에 지금 단 바바 네템빌로기 셰소데 아담 멤버 아니 오마바사 이때 바로 여봐 어때 마시 있다 사원제와 말.
So based on those sutras, referring to those sutras, then he found that the Theravada teachings were not all not correct, like the tenets, the Babashka and so on, not all correct. And then there's a tenet called the Madhyamika, or the middle way.
다들 아니 가로 오마발라 그래 오니바 오마바세 대다 지바이 말.
And so this is called the middle way, Madhyamika or middle way.
강들 딱지 진타니도 잡아. 땅타다 진타니도 잡이 위나네 배가 나트라인 바나 아니 오니 마마와스 오마바세.
And so it's also called the non-entityness. So those middle way or non-entityness, they are same. It says because it's called the middle way because it's free from the two extreme, of nihilism and eternalism. and it is because in the middle of that, so therefore it's called the middle way.
간제 시라마반 도대와 선도받아서 간제 간제 덴바트고 그래스 덴바 마트나 멘도 그래스 덴바 트바데 따다치 덴바 마트나 멘도한테 첸다치 아니 다 오마비게 덴바 트고 말이다 있는 요레스 되니 위드나 내반자 근데 다시 타니니 위나네 바스.
Well, like Vaivashika, Sadhantika, and somebody the Siddha Mata also believe that there is a true existence, right? If it exists, it has to exist truly. If it doesn't exist truly, then it doesn't exist at all. And so these are the two extremes. So then the Madhyamika is saying that there is nothing that exists truly, yet it exists. And so it's in the middle of those two. So it's free from those two extremes and residing in the middle. Therefore, it's called middle way. So that kind of scripture, is called the middle way teachings. And so those who propound such kind of the view, and then it's called the proponent of the middle way school. And so there's the middle way, is residing in the middle of the two extremes. Residing in the middle, free from two extremes. So that's called the middle way. So that's called the middle way, or the fundamental wisdom, and then engaging in the middle way and so forth, right? So those are the teachings.
Okay.
Then now there are two kinds of Madhyamika. Madhyamikas. There's called the Savatanteka Madhyamika and Prasangika Madhyamika.
다 오마 라지 디질라야 아니 고몰르고 질라야 아니 로벨레데지세 고엽서 페네 아니 오마 라지베 아니 다시데 소셜 웨이퍼.
So after Nagarjuna, and then there came his disciple called Baba Viveka, and then he established that the Savatanteka Madhyamika view.
와 아니 가지 And
he said that he came around the 6th century.
And he got that and Sanjay Jam's part of German board up in a level legend, liturgy, the Jabu Pores, liturgy of Kumatos, which is a sheen, Sanjay Pa, and the liturgy of Shen, what is the logical share.
And so, Baba Viveka was a prince. He was the son of the king prince, and so and then there was like a difficult for the normal people like Buddha Palita and others to go against him, and then they just had to like let it be, not going against it, but just let it be. And so there was a big debate about that, whether the Madhyamika, the Savatanteka Madhyamika and Prasangika Madhyamika view. But so the proponent of the Prasangika Madhyamika view were like the Buddha Palita and so forth, were not able to debate or go against Baba Viveka because he was prince. But later, when he passed away, then they debated and brought out so many debate about their views.
Direct Dumbenalaya, and the Patti Daughter of Pechi, Higi, young Omar Rajibi, Tower the Park Kaji, and the Omatandi was said that sort of emperor.
And then in the 7th century, Chandrakirti came, and then he negated all the Savatanteka Madhyamika's views, and then established, revived the Prasangika Madhyamika view. It is said that the Prasangika Madhyamika view is the ultimate view.
Karikardna, Rangathinya Raji Tati, Kanja Rangathinya to the Yores, Rangutuba Yores, Omar Rajibela Oti, Rangutuba Yomar Rangathinya to Yomar Tepa Kaji, Ranguni Mato Rangathinya Matave Tony Shaje, a Jalan dressing in Najan Tepa Teswanda, and the Matanjivish.
The Prasangika Madhyamika is it's like it's called the consequent school. And so what is the consequence? The consequence, of negating two, like the inherent existence and the existing form is one side. And so by negating the inherent existence of the existing form is one side, and proving that things do function, function even without existing, inherently or from their own sides.
Okay. Or the Tatin Rotana Dina, Sheta Omaba, then the Oma Rajiba, Oma Tangiba, there's me on
There's the middle way school, right? So about middle way, and then there's two kind of middle ways, Savatandika and Pasangika.
Sheta Oma Vishita Sujite, Tandangumul Tuchi. And it Tene Oma Rajiba Shita Sujite, and a Ledich. Matanji Vishita Sujite, and a car, but the daughter, oh, Trinity.
So the general pioneer of the Madhyamika school is Nagarjuna. Then the pioneer of the Savatandika school is Baba Viveka, and the pioneer of the Vasangika Madhyamika school is the Chandaki.
Tenero Yakona, Jiba Pango, the Tenero Bachitaji, Tango, that's as she won as she done on the day. Carso Lojo or the Madu Samaka Samboroa.
So if you can understand just that much, will be good enough. Of course, there's so much details to understand, but if we can understand just that much, then that will be good enough. Just being able to study and understand some, we're very fortunate.
I'm music to what and the Charanzo Mayana the show shake on Mayana Tambo, that's Sanchez Somba Revet and race. They bang on the Kulu and nothing go to the Tower shut up. Multiple song race, multiple corner, and that's all my tower shall not song race or the nation.
If someone were to ask, you, is the Madhyamika teaching the Mahayana teaching? And yes, it is Mahayana teaching. And is it Buddhist teaching? Yes, it is Buddhist teaching. And then what kind of sources you have? Then that's what we mentioned earlier, and also like Nagarjuna's teaching for the fundamental wisdom.
Taji, one on him while Shabalan, 10 years, she was to 10 Shabas.
This the Madhyamika, the middle way school system, and it has three divisions: the definition, division, and the meaning of each division.
I don't know. Then, but the Demi Tanya, the Tijan to them, the years.
And so the definition of the proponent of the non-entityness or the middle way school, which is the same, is one who propounds Mahayana tenet and does not assert true existence, even nominally.
Okay, that's why that the matter was again, Connor, do something.
So the earlier schools, right? The earlier or the lower schools, who accepts or who asserts the true existence.
How about you guys? Live with that?
Chitamatra.
And about manual school? No?
Yes.
Chesa, Demba Chedan, Chandama, Tamika, Demba True, Matu Tata, no child, but the Mubo. In the Delta, Zeta, Cherama, there was since about Tamika, Demba Mubo killing you, right?
So then in their school, the true existence means like a functioning thing or compounded phenomena, right? If it's compounded phenomena, then that's called the true existence. So they all accept that, the Bhavashika, Sautandika, and the Chidamata schools.
Okay. Ajana, that Demba Mubo Tanyata, and they will teach it to them, you consult. That teach it, Temes, some of the channel will die.
So the Mahayana tenet, right? So the Mahayana and Hinayana that comes from the way of thinking.
Some of Tantapena, Shanchu with Semki, some of your baconi, up to the Magadilla, and it teach it to them wash, then Magadilla, and it take to them was at Rapture.
And so the one who propounds Mahayana tenet, so the Mahayana tenet is like some again propounding the tenet, with the bodhicitta, the Mahayana tenet, and without the bodhicitta would be Hinayana tenet.
Tadla Yawakazuna, and Omar Rajabat, Teratarani, Omar Rajabat, Tanjabani, Yosewa.
Then the division, there are two divisions in the Savatandika and Pasangika.
다 라지베 선바 라지베 루셰바다 타지베 루셰바니 다 엘라이나 라지바 타지바니 선바 라지베 루셰바다 타지베 루셰 다시 와서 들어와 아도몬트니 이와 다시 딱 사실 되이 와스카다 집바데 라지베 루셰바다 사실 되이어레스.
Then the third one is the meaning of each division and the explanation of the Savatantaka and Prasangaka Madhyamaka system. So now first it is explaining about the Savatantaka Madhyamaka. And this is explained according to the 7 points, just like the earlier ones.
다이다. 다 라지 다 샤지 시베고네. 근데 등이 타냐 되면 되고 엄마한테 라지베 되니. 대다 라지지 여범에 엄마가 되지.
And so this is the 7 points, right? The definition and so forth. So the definition of the Savatantaka Madhyamaka school is a Madhyamika who, by means of positing a reason that exists from his own side, does not accept true existence even nominally.
다양데 노라치오다. 라지 따세디 라지 따세바데 빼차샤바이나. 라지 못하디 시와인 베셨나. 아니 되게 아니 바데랑 드니 좀 그래스. So
there's some issue here, like the Madhyamika who, by means of positing a reason, and so you posit a reason, by saying that the sound is impermanent because it's a product, and so such kind of reasoning exists from its own side.
So there is what Savatantaka Madhyamika do not exert, is that they do not exert the true existence. And existing perfectly. Existing truly. But existing by its own entity, and existing by its own characteristics, and existing inherently. There's a little bit confusing there because they exert inherent existence, but they do not exert true existence. And so for them, for the Savatantaka Madhyamika school, existing from its own side, existing inherently, existing by its own characteristic, it's all same. So you when you search for the thing that's been imputed as such and such, you can find that thing. You can find that thing when you look for it, and therefore it's existing inherently. 이 비에트와데 나와 주보만 보지 코란 원에 쳐봐지 롱은데 파타 니 저거 쳐고 그래서지. There has to be a combination of true there. It has to exist from its one side, and it has to be imputed from one's mind. So just by imputing from mind, it doesn't exist. It has to exist from its own side also. So there has to be two. How then? Karena nawa me bil karo lo nimla nawa yo tung deling to ba. Yo tung deling to melaro. Deling to ba yoresa. Ondu yoresa. Je nawa me bil lola nawa ko sapa mayamba korangon tubaji yores. Nawa me ka lo tentola. For a valid mind, so it's something that appears to the valid mind, right? And so it's not just something that appears to the valid mind, but from its own, it has to exist from its own side as well. And so when you look for it, you have to be able to find it. Okay? It's little make sense? Little make sense or something? You got Kanje Raji TV Karo, Rangatani to Kanje, Raji Tasede. Raji Tasede, Kanja Rangatani to Tata, Kanja Rangatani to Kenning race, Rangatani to Bada Rangan to Raji to Chipa.
By means of positing a reason. So that is like existing from its own side, or existing inherently, existing by its own characteristic, they're all same.
Dengi Tanya the Mandavada in a Raji Yopama Omo the Tenachipa race, Raji your race.
So in having existing inherently and existing from its own side, they're all same.
Other illusion in the path of the year Korang on the Chitoku, you're Korang and the 2 minutes in your mark. Yeah, your matters.
Of course, it has to be labeled by mind, but also it has to exist from the object side. And so if it doesn't exist from the object side, and if you just only label from your mind, then it doesn't exist.
Okay, does it make sense? Okay, that's the mind. What's it? Tate Omaraji. Ta Omaraji Bale Mandavani or Esro.
And then also the Sabatandaka Madamika has 2 kinds.
What Tanda Oma Tanji and the Pade Davi Patawade or Rangatini to Yomar, Raji to Yomar, taking on Norris, Pakaya the Tekal.
And so the Chandakirti's debate about not existing, not existing, is that what doesn't exist is that things exist from its one side or existing inherently.
Yeah, that in Oma Wadala Oma universe. Oma Rajava, Oma Dodeshu Oma Rajava said that not show Maraja universe.
Then the Savatandika Madhyamika has 2 types. 2 divisions, in the Savatandika Savatandika Madhyamika and Yogacara Savatandika Madhyamika.
That Tanya in the Japachava, Dodewa the good in my Omavate, Dodeshu Maraja race.
And so he says the Savatandika Madhyamika, Savatandika Madhyamika is the Madhyamika who propounds the presentation of nominal existence for the most part in accordance with the Savatandika tenets.
Tanya no Japachava, some of the good in the Mangatla, and then you Maraja race.
And who propounds the presentation of nominal existence for the most part in accordance with the mother tenet is called the Yogacara Savatandika Madhyamika.
Okay, that's why in that Tanya no Japachava, Dodewa the good in the mother Karmair. Tanya no Japachava, sense of the good in the Karmair.
So it says propounds a presentation of the nominal existence for the most part in accordance with the Sautantika's tenet. So what was propounded? What was propounded that accordance with the Sautantika tenets.
Okay, Mark. Any idea?
What was the question?
What was propounded that most part in accordance with the Sautantika. First, you have to know what is Sautantika, right? To understand it accords with the Sautantika.
Yeah,
so
anyone
what
can
definition of Sautantika?
They grasp that something truly exists based on its function.
What do we think of it? What do we kill and do it?
But now, Digo Omabe or the Maro killing Marwa. And then go to the door.
So, but it cannot accord with that because the Madhyamika, Sautantika Madhyamika doesn't accept true existence at all, right? So what is that which accords with the Sautantika school?
Okay.
They don't even nominally accept that. They don't even nominally accept the true existence, right?
Okay, yeah, Jennifer.
I think one thing they accept is external objects and self-cognizers.
One thing about all the objects and object possessors and how those exist. We study those through the Navatantrika, or Kantika
Buddha using
introduced.
Buddha using 정말은 너도보다 그거였어.
보니까
Tantrika's definition is accept self-cognizer and accept external object.
완전히 생기나나? 아니 라리다 치료도 그렇게 된 거였어.
okay, Maggie got something? No yet. Okay, how about Devra, Margaret?
Maybe all things are just merely appearances of the mind. Yogacara.
Hello.
What was that again?
These are just appearances of the mind. They're not inherent. They're not independently existent, separate from the mind.
No, that which are called with the Sautantika school, right?
That would be the Yogacara. I don't know about the Tantra.
Oh, so you're talking about the Yogacara?
Yeah, sorry, were we doing the other one?
Yeah. Geshe is asking about the Sautantika.
Oh, right. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Margaret.
So the Sautantika, they accept both self-cognizers and external objects. But in the Madhyamaka context, I don't really understand nominal existence. I was going to ask that, but I'm guessing that because Sautantika accepts external objects, so but Madhyamaka says it don't truly exist, but it exists, but it don't truly exist. The object does exist, but
Yes.
it,
Yeah, that's Madhyamika, right? Madhyamika. But so what is it that accords, with the Sautantika? That's similar with the Sautantika.
the South
What is the similar thing that they both accept?
self-cognizers. Not sure, but
Yeah.
it's hard to explain, but I'm trying to understand maybe because they don't, it does exist, the object does exist, it has to exist, but it's not existing inherently on its own. True existence.
Okay, Tadambo. Okay. Bob the Jennifer also.
Does it, because the Yogacara group looks at the consciousness in the object as the same, was the other group looks at consciousness, the apprehended object as different substances?
나주저바디 가서 유진이 샘다 더 샘기 짐be 윤리데 집었다기 알았어. 아니 현다되게 집었다기 말았어.
Tim Dixie Marta, Kitty Marta, in each of the desjo. And Jennifer down Rika Tadashi and Rodriguez.
So yeah, so what Jennifer and Rika said about is very correct, in the sense that they both accept that.
Okay. I am by Naya, Penandodeshi, Omarajabati, short and Rabakana Yores. In a running dog Maris.
So the Sautantika Madhyamika exerts the external object, but do not accept the self-cognizer. Self-cognizer is not asserted by the Sautantika Madhyamika.
Okay, that is. That Cheda Rari killing Maris. Yeah.
That's right.
And the Rarike Malamachi, Yimbanaya, should turn the Trabakela and then Dote Naji in the Ravada, good head and Ravada, go shoshin Ravada day. Good in the
So even though they do not exert self-cognizer, but because they exert the external object, just like the Sautantika tenet, therefore that one thing accords with the Sautantika, therefore that's called the Sautantika Madhyamika.
And do the way short and Ravakela.
So the Sautantika accepts the external object, right?
얘가 대코랑게 딱 걔네 도지로 슈트한테 봐야 돼.
So that's one of their main assertions. Right?
덴바 트마트 사삭 이제도다 영원히 봐. 근데 영원 그때부터 봐 걔네가 슈트한테 봐 걔네면서 냠도 영적으로 가지.
정확히 말하면
영원히 못 들어.
그래도 샘sam하더라.
뭐 다니도 말다 다이나 가지 전다 뭐 상미가 가지 무보 덴바트 봐. 이보 덴바트 말다 가지 슈트 무보인 반자 이슈르트한테 봐 걔네 봐. 총바인다. 나때도 총바서 자고 뭐지 당다 먼저 뭐 보여로 봐.
And so in other schools, in the lower three schools, when they talk about the true existence, they're mainly referring to the functional thing, right? A component phenomena. And and so anyway, so in whether it's a component phenomena or not, or truly existent or not, but they accept that that things exist from externally, and that is similar, with the Sautantika.
아직 단위 남자 어떻게 다 그런 나도 나도 쇼말 하지 바디 다 그렇게 하는 그래 단위는 저 바라지가 센터는 거든 말이지.
And then so the Yogacara Sautantika Madhamika explains the presentations of the nominal existence in accordance with the Siddha Madhyam school.
센터에 실어서 kellegerling 말.
So the manual school, do they accept the external object or not?
that's good. 제가 실어지 돈도 집에 동화 kelling 말이자 아니 난 쇼마도 그런 단위는 더 말이지. 난 쇼마라 집에 뒤에 저한테 집에 동화 kelling 그래. 나도 쇼마라 셔도 잡아 kelling 그래.
And so these two difference, of the Sautantika Madhyamika and Yogacara Sautantika Madhyamika, is that one accepts the external object and that one doesn't accept external objects. And so the one who doesn't accept the external object is in accordance with the Siddha Madhyam school. So that's why it's called the Yogacara Sautantika Madhyamika.
Okay, you guys got it? Huh?
Yeah, Geshe, question. But so can I ask a question now?
Yeah, ask question, yeah.
So the Yogacara, Savantika, Madhyamika, it doesn't recognize external objects, but it self-cognizes to be truly existent. So does that exertion of self-cognizes overlap with Madhyamika?
Student of killing you, Marde, and the mother of killing us. Because send somebody.
아니, 센터부터 버려 kelling 돼. 가서는 돼 봐.
Did the teacher that the Kasa
차다 집으면 돼. 쇼치는 건데 말이야. 쇼치.
It's not exactly the same from every aspect, but in one aspect it is similar. Therefore, it's is given that name, the Yogacara Sautantika Madhyamika.
이 배전에 파치가 되죠. 이는 파치인데 파치도 말이 파 고칭이면서 통교사 말이. 파치라도 해. 못 써. 내가도 배나야 돼. 때문에 강가도 해서 말이. 이제
So it says the presentation of the nominal existence for the most part in accordance for the most part. But it's really not really most part. It's only one part.
그렇다는 저 kellemel에 돼. 얘도 두 대도 와.
It's just asserting the external object or not. It's all based on that.
나 주마 지나도 들어와나. 당연히 남자 너도 봐도 고는데 가라. 그렇다는 저 kellemel에 인자 되래스. 당연히 저 샘서 먹어도 그렇다는 맞아 받게 되래. 다는 다 저도 가버는 다 주트를.
So if you say, so presentation of the nominal existence, for the most part in accordance with the Sautantika part, tenet. So what is the thing that that accord with the Sautantika tenet? If you say it's the external assertion of the external object, and then what is that which according with the Siddha Madhyam tenet is not accepting the external object. So if you say that, you will pass that.
나도 그거 가워야 그래서나. 그거 가워야 그래서.
What is the source for this?
내가 뭐도 팀도
It's not here. It's not written here. What is the source for that?
기실에 나서는 수지 켈레 말했어.
If you say what is that in accordance, that accords with the Chidamata school, it's like not existing externally. If you just say that, but you have to say where does it say that? Where does what scripture, what source says that? If you say, oh, Geshe said that, people will not accept it.
대 고대 따단 드리군도 나요래. 빨리 대브라 전부 미가 북다. 드리다.
So the compendium of the Buddhist science, in that.
어, 내가 이거다. 대치로는 내가 빼면 된다서 빼야
So it's really explained very clearly in that text. What is that called book? There's a different title, right?
Yeah, in English, it's Science and Philosophy in the Indian Buddhist classics.
Science and philosophy.
Yeah.
Science and philosophy in Indian Buddhist classic.
내가 빼요. 내가 나서 끝나 식당 졸업에 좀다 골마 용다 가리에 맞네. 좀다 그 쇼다. 나베 좀다 그 쇼다. 나베 좀다 모두 빼면요.
So this explains very clearly where the tenet comes from. Then the non-Buddhist tenets, and then the Buddhist tenets, and the different kind of Buddhist tenets. All this explained very clearly.
단다데 된진 디브레요. 내는 시티키요.
So what I'm talking here is also from that text.
그래서 내 로나 나라 로시 빼 한번 봐보라고.
So I'm studying a lot, from reading this also.
그래서 드네 너나 나도 가로. 세시도 야볼래기도 막 또 빼야고도 같이 디디지 여오셔라 맞지?
So it's very, concise and clear, not very extensive, and not much confusion. It's very clear.
오케이.
Is that in volume 2?
좋아요, 됐어.
The tenets, is the tenets in there? Volume
There's a
2?
little bit also in volume 1, but I think it's more detail in volume 2.
Yeah, you have the book. That's nice book. This is like it's always in science of Buddhism, really like science of Buddhism. They not talk about your meditation, emptiness, compassion, Buddhism like that. They all talk different things. Okay, Mark, got it? Okay, ask a question, Mark. Okay. 아니 저 파치 너도 와도 거드는 맛을 가르랬어.
So what is the part that they propound? The presentation of the nominal existence, the most part, and of course, with the Authentica school.
I don't understand the question exactly.
So what is the thing that they both accept? The Authentica and the Authentica mathematical school.
Anthony, you have the book, right?
Huh?
You have book, right? You have the book.
You have the
text.
text.
Okay, that's much loader. 아니 저 파치와 너도 와도 거드는 맛을 지로다.
So if you read that, the text.
아무튼 이제도
It says here, right? So in the definition, this is Madhyamika who propounds a presentation of nominal existence, for the most part in accordance with the Authentica tenet.
do you see?
So it says most part, but
What the most
what is the part that accords with the Authentica school?
Oh, the external objects exist?
Yeah, that's right.
Are you sure? Okay. Give 너도 요청이 샷네.
So now, what is the definition of the Authentica school?
뭔가 라르도 시도되냐 켈레메 테미트다만 거사. Can you say?
A proponent of tenets who asserts self-cognizers and external objects.
Okay. Got it right. 어두지 로존도 쳐다. 헬라와도 대표 딱 숨다가 미기 딱 숨다가 니 거다다 영어.
So you have to remember the definition of that, and then from there you will know what accords with that.
나 강가도마다 너 대별 알 켈레도 네가 알 켈레메 라비오레스.
But not every part, it accords, with that. Only some parts accords with that. Like the part where it talks about the self-cognizer, that is not accepted here.
Okay.
Are you saying that the others don't accept self-cognizers?
Yeah, the Madhyamika, the Authentica Madhyamika, Authentica Madhyamika doesn't accept. does not assert the self-cognizer.
Then
Rajibagi, because
도대체 오마라지빗 그렇게 말해봐. 난 쇼마라지라지 켈렘바.
so there's two types of Savatandika Madhyamika, right? Sautantика, Savatandika Madhyamika, and Yogacara Savatandika Madhyamika. So
right.
Sautantика, Savatandika Madhyamika do not assert the self-cognizer. But the Yogacara Savatandika Madhyamika,
Except direct perceivers.
no, of course, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the self-cognizer. Self-cognizer is different from that.
Right? 어디가 running on the rings card.
So it's different. When you say direct perceiver, there are many different kind of direct perceivers. So self-cognizer can be one of the direct perceiver. So there are like the direct perceiver, have the sense direct perceiver, mental direct perceiver, the yogic direct perceiver, and the the direct perceiver. So among those all other direct perceiver, what they don't accept, or they don't what the authentic or Savatandika Madhyamika do not assert, is the self-cognizer.
Okay.
Self-cognizer direct perceiver.
That doesn't make sense to me, because you have to have like some ability to discern truth, or else there's no. So what do they assert then? If that doesn't exist, what mechanism in the mind?
So there are the other kind of direct perceivers.
But those they accept.
Those they accept. Yes. So they accept, like the sense direct perceiver, they accept that. Mental direct perceiver, they accept that. Yogi direct perceiver, they accept that. The only the direct perceiver they don't accept is the self-cognizer direct perceiver.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's good. And then next week we have lot of homework. Okay. That the Tombotan says, Tombun says, Ledenja, the Ishinibota was the Ledenjita, Umaranji Bega, and Ishida Society. Ishinibota Korang get to Yash, Tashi, there's a Mumbai, don't need the Chubusha. Nibana, Shawata, and the Sangas and Kamalashi was.
And so here, in examples of the Savatantikas, the proponents, the masters who performs, the one who performed the Savatantika Savatandika Madhyamika school and Yogacara Savatandika Madhyamika school. So it says the first example of the Savatantika Savatandika is the Baba Viveka and Ishe Jana Garba. And the example of the Yogacara Savatantika is like the Shantarakshita, Haribhadra, and Kamalashita.
Okay, that's it. Okay, we stop here. I have a lot of homework next week. Okay. Next week, the Rajima going to come to me and I'm going to discuss it in that.
So I won't be here next week, so you guys will discuss with Geshe.
Yeah. Discussion I share chance to discuss it. Discussion is.
The discussion is not with Geshe, but among yourselves.
I'm here, but I'm not with discussion with you because my English is limited. That chance they're gonna cancel with brother. Though there was some Mava, Rajava, the number of Shindo Saimbas.
You're going to discuss or debate with each other, and Geshe will teach you how to debate. But you're going to be debating. So Geshe is not going to debate with you.
Yeah.
So he has already taught all these different tenets, right? Like the Sautanttika, and the Chiddam and the Bhagavata Sautanttika and Chiddamatra.
Yeah, that is a mirror like
Each person have a job to do.
For the online people, okay? They were like the Karen Sharamon, though they were sense of an Arari killing a swim bus. Kimaling is with their coaches.
Now, in online, the Deborah's job is to understand. And among the three tenets, like the Sautanttika, Bhavishka, Sautanttika, and Siddhamatran, who asserts external object and who do not assert external object.
Okay.
Did you get your job, Deborah?
Okay. What is
What is it?
You got it, Deborah, you got it?
Who is it?
No, you moved. You moved.
Can you just repeat it one more time?
Among the three schools, Bhavashika, Sautanttika, and Chiddhamatran,
Right.
who asserts external objects and who do not assert external objects.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Market lega karena suara killing matters. Rari. But we should think about it.
So Deborah is external object, okay? And Margaret is the self-cognizer. So among these three schools,
Yeah,
among these three schools, so who asserts self-cognizer and who do not assert self-cognizer?
Okay, good. And Linda, you want some job? Linda will look at the Jeramo do the sense of some days.
And Linda, your job is to so to know the definition of the Vaibhashika, Sautrantika, and the Chittamatra school, to know the definition, okay? Just as it is in the text.
Karen, you there?
I'm here.
You want something?
Something simple.
Okay, something simple. What's something simple? No, you get a lot of job, okay? You won't just come here, okay? Okay.
Can you explain why they don't accept self-cognizing procedures?
Kaje go mars kaje. Remember Jennifer? Kaji rang said go here. Kaji rang said go mars. But the timber Kaji ben the Mobanga the Yidun Tonsons and Cheba Cheva Rari Manati Timbacheto Maris. Kaji they go maris. Rari Mana Timbachegaris. They kind of just a short chili.
You mean in general or
Yeah,
the
because I'm having a hard time understanding what part of it
Rari
exactly
said
they-
Rari said okay, first stop there, okay? First I go to give the homework, then you stop, okay? Okay, Linda you got okay, Karen. And Sanjay Pabi Jilla Duma the killing the Suris.
This is simple for you, okay, Karen?
Okay.
Which school asserts that there is a true suffering in Buddha's continuum? Buddha superior's continuum.
True suffering in his continuum.
Yeah, so which school asserts that Buddha's body is a true suffering? Whatever I'm saying here is all in this text that we're studying now, okay?
Okay, I'm not go beyond that, okay? Okay? Okay.
Okay.
Ah,
Can I
okay.
just clarify something for the three schools? You said for Deborah and Margaret, you said of the three schools, do you mean by Vaishnav?
Vaishnav.
Sautrantika and Chittamatra.
Okay, so not.
No.
Yeah, not here, okay? Okay.
Excuse me, Geshe, is everyone supposed to research these also, or just the one we were given? So we research all the questions or just the one?
No, you guys search what are your jobs, okay?
Only one question, okay.
No, one question. Yeah, one question. You have to moral Sharam killing Susureshas take.
So among these three schools, right, Vaibhashika, Sautrantika, and Chittamatra.
Yeah.
So which of these schools assert self-cognizer, and which of these schools do not assert self-cognizer? That's all you have to find.
So do we need to do all of them?
Sorry, for external object. Sorry, for Deborah is external object, and Margaret is self-cognizer.
But how can we debate if we don't look at all of the questions? To research all the questions. We can't really debate, so we have to do them all.
Don't worry. First, you have to find it. You need to keep the very strong, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Now, Bob.
So, of course, then the debate will come, when somebody asks why or why not, right? So not just finding out which school asserts external object and which school do not assert external object, but if you say, okay, this school do not assert external object, then why don't they assert external object, right? If the other school asserts external object, then why do they assert external object. So you have to find out the reason and a reason too. So then when somebody asks you why, then you should be able to answer.
Okay. Now, Mark's job. You want big job or small job?
Any job, whatever you like.
Okay. 아니 티는 전담하고 시는 거 있다는 데가 숨겨도 가사가 다 kelling 수입, melling 수입.
Among these three schools, right, we're still doing that. Vaibhashika, Sautantaka, and Chidamatri. Who asserts the self of person and who do not assert self of person? Now, of course, you have to read that and why not all this.
Okay. Now, Bob, Jennifer, Rika's job, debate with them. If when they talk, it's true or not, they pass or not. You have to study all two, okay?
So you three have to go through all these jobs that Geshe just gave to them, and now then you have to debate with them. You have to find out, you have to prove or find out whether they're saying correctly or not. If they are not saying correctly, then you have to prove why they're not correct. If they are correct, then you can just leave it, or you can you can prove that they are not correct.
Okay.
Even if they say correct, then you prove them not correct. If they say not correct, then you prove them correct.
All right. And the patient you want to Raring Dong is a caro. You're killing issue. You must much away not a coach you had patch. The Sharamon to the pen, the Ragapena. You're tended about. How are you not? Until how to the Hago Kurkanda. Example.
So, like, if Deborah gives, among the three schools, she says only one school asserts that. And then let's say there's two schools and she left one out, right? And then you have to, understand that. You have to find that out. Or you have to identify that she has left one out, and then you have to debate with her.
Okay, little clear. Therefore, you three have to read all.
Will we be considered the challengers and?
Yeah, you get the challengers.
Yeah. So you will be the questioner, and they will be the answerer.
Okay. Okay, Mark, you got your job. You got your job, right? Okay,
You understand your job?
Who exerts the true self of a person and who doesn't?
Self of a person. Not true self, but self of a person. Self of a person.
Self of the person.
Remember anyone? Do you remember anyone right now?
Do you know any one school who exerts self of a person?
This, the Geshe school does, right? The first school, lowest school.
No, you have to tell it. Maybe not. You say that's yes. That's the better way. Yes, no. Then you should go. These are all books. They tell in them yours.
It's all in the book. So if you read through the book,
You
you'll find it out. You can't say maybe this one, maybe that one. You have to be sure, yes or no.
Helena Levigent, Lena Kawapesha Kawasu de la Covers.
If you say, so if you say yes, this school asserts that, and where does it say this school asserts it? They might ask you this question. So you have to be able to say where they explain that this school asserts self of person.
Okay.
And if you say no, they don't assert self person, then you have to explain. They might say why not, and then you have to explain why they do not accept or assert the self of person. So either you can use the logic or scriptural support. We call it scriptural support. It's where you say, oh, this and that scripture, says that. Then you can just narrate from that scripture, and that will be an answer also. And so, otherwise you use a logical reason. Okay, because it's like that, therefore it's like that.
So we'd have to go back to like the actual root text, like say a Sangha set
Yeah, you have to go over them.
those big books that you have.
No, you don't need big book, just very small book, very small. Oh, this book, you have to do.
This
But the context or the long time.
Oh, yeah,
Just this.
yeah, just this. Yeah, all that, okay?
yeah, if you want to, narrate, from the different sources, then of course you can go to those.
Okay.
You're forcing me to do homework. You're giving me no option.
No, you're a smart guy, but you didn't do. Okay. Now, Bob, Rika, Jennifer have to study all of them. You got their questions, right? I'm stay here. You got this question, okay? Okay, you guys got it. Jennifer, you got Margaret, you got it. Okay, Deborah, you're not missing, right?
Excuse me? No, I think I understand.
Not you. You think you have to.
I know, it's my one question,
Yeah,
my one topic.
yeah. One topic. Who believes
External object.
external object? Okay, Karen, you got it right. Your job is very simple, and you're in that book. Even the reason that book, okay? The Linda, you can remember the definitions. It is simple. But those three guys here, they're looking for you. If you're missing one word, they will catch you. This is how they monitor the debate, okay? Okay?
Okay, Geshe.
제가 다 강하게 써야 되는 건 누를 뻔해. 시바 대변아 열치. 바로 내 강하지. 내 시바지. 내 열서 바로. 안으로. 강하지. 시바지 열로 됐습니다. 강하게 내려 줘스. 내 열들스 반에 열 변아. 내 배도 대지 마스. 내 동이 열이 마서. 내일 땅이 내 열 시바 되레스. 내 여친 내일 땅이 시바데. 다이나 시바데 코로나 따디기 강하게 열로 되어스. 가진데 고를 가진데 고마 들려 되어스.
Your question about the self-cognizer earlier. So self-cognizer is like a mind that cognizes the object, right? And so there is a mind behind that mind that cognizes the mind. So that's why it's called self-cognizer. The mind that cognizes the mind itself, which cognizes the object, right? So there are three things like that, So there's an object, and then there's a mind, and then the mind behind that mind, which cognizes the object, cognizes the mind. And so some says that is necessary, and some says it's not necessary. So that's why some assert and some do not assert.
Okay?
Page란 temple actually.
제가 가지나 네게 시반 네게 그런 얘도 또 나만 또 요새 몇 temple 라리면은 그 temple 계속 말했어.
So like your mind, let's say your eye consciousness, right? Saw a flower earlier this afternoon, right? And right now you can remember that your mind saw, your eye consciousness saw the flower. So if there was no self-cognizer cognizing that mind, then you would not have that remember that memory now.
That's different from mental consciousness.
Mental is mental consciousness.
It's a mental consciousness. It's a part of mental consciousness. So it's the mind. It's the mind itself. Mind itself cognizing the mind. The mind cognizing a mind. So it's called that's a self means like the mind itself, and so which cognizes that's mind which cognizes the mind itself, and so that's why it says like to remember, to have that memory of what you saw, that if you didn't have the self-cognizer, you will not remember now. So you have to remember that mind which saw the object at that time. Some say no, it's not necessary. So that's why there's the two different groups. One says you need self-cognizer, and others say you don't need self-cognizer.
For example, you can see that your eyes look the glass. After you go back to your home, you say, "Oh, I saw the kitchen. I have glass." Someone said, "This tempati, rari de na teaching us. Kaje rari go mares. Kaje rari na tempati to mares. They should check it."
Well, you can remember later, right? You can remember later. So that memory that you have later, it's because of self-cognizer. So that's what they're saying. But then other groups who says not necessary to have self-cognizer, you don't need that. You don't need to have a self-cognizer to remember what you saw earlier or what you thought earlier.
That's the question is like, well, then what does? That's what I don't understand. How can you be without that mind?
It's just a mind that perceives itself.
And that you channel rari wa go de. Jangan channel rari wa through the through mara.
So you think you have a self-cognizer You think you have like a mind that cognizes your mind? Look at this.
그렇지. 이쇼.
Pretty much.
다들 같이 돈을 같이 대라고 같이 다 그런 같이 고래 가지고 따뜻 좀 다순도 좀더 놓다로. 좀더 그런 텐데가 때마다 소수고 좀돼 놓다래.
Yeah, so it's some assert, some do not assert. So it's like the different tenet. One asserts and one doesn't assert. So their way of explaining it. You can say yes or no. Either way is okay.
Okay, but you need to find your homework. Okay.
So what's the correct answer? It's yes or?
그대로.
오늘 이 메시지 때
제가
따뜻하게 가르쳤어. 이번에 따뜻하게 매우 따뜻했어.
뭐 니제 그런 영어 못 되겠다. 좀 더 전에 그런 루지 그렇다 연구요.
So so for the one who accepts self-cognizer, so the having self-cognizer is correct. So one who doesn't accept self-cognizer, not having self-cognizer is correct.
내가 코드 러리면 콜레가 제가 말 콜로라.
So that's why it goes according to the tenet. Which tenet? In which tenet? Like in the tenet who asserts self-cognizer, if you say there's no self-cognizer, then that's incorrect. So in their tenet, self-cognizer is asserted.
이제는 칼라스는 근데 준소 시제 맞아 칼라스는 인지 장오도 yana 대고 주도 장오도 와. 장면은 칼라스 소식이 장도 단도 와. 다 미카질라 장오 말이 그 미기 더 아마 그 소식을 고르게 버렸어.
Well, like when you're cooking, right? You say, I cannot cook. I need to see how it's cooked. I need to learn how it's cooked. I need instruction to cook. And so without instruction, you cannot cook. So you're okay. That's correct for you. But for some people, it's not necessary. They don't need instruction. They will just cook. Or just by looking at it, they will understand what to cook, how to cook, and so forth. So they both are correct. One needs instruction. One doesn't need instruction. And why one needs instruction? Is his in a way. Why one doesn't need extension is his way.
Okay. Good. Now I have a little bit maybe to change Jennifer's job to Mark's credit or not. Okay.
What's it be?
강강 저도 슈로고 저더라고.
Ah.
강갈로는 강강 미강가 슈로고 되게 저더라고. 제네버 내가 저한테 마게 거시다 따다래 되는 다이스.
네, 전달이.
근데 밥 내가 저한테 또 아니 대우랑 따다해 되는 메이스. 리가 내가 저한테 마게 따다래 되는.
So now Geshe is going to make simpler for you guys, for three of you.
Otherwise, you have to read all the books.
So you have to read everything. So your job is to, check about Mark's question. Okay, and Bob's is to check about Deborah's question. So you know what is Deborah's question, right? External object.
External one.
Okay.
And the Rika's is to check about Margaret's, which is self-cognizer. Your favorite, right?
이제와라 제네버기 제라 따라리 말아 다 켈랭에 쿠다 켈랭에 다 켈랭도 소소인 봐. 다 그렇게 켈랭에 뭐 듣고 하고다.
So like you each know whose question, right? So in Mark's, will be the self of person, and so who accept that and who doesn't accept that.
Okay. My job is to help for the Indra and Karen. Okay. Good. It's a little easy. I thought you guys okay. I have to read all them. Okay. You got it right. Now more simple. Okay. I think we stop that. Okay, it's too simple. You need to find who believed in yourself.
Self of person.
Okay. Do you remember anything, right? You cannot say maybe that. You need to find that said this book. You need to this line. Okay. Good. Now I'll give you a little bit simple job. Okay. Okay. I think we stop. This is homework. Oh, last week homework. Now, what's last week homework?
That's it.
Well, that takes homework.
Right.
Clock. Yeah, I'm not was it?
Yeah.
Who's option is different?
What's your homework?
You have any question? Yes, Adam, do you know Geshe has to go to somebody's house?
Oh, no, then we can talk about this next time.
Okay, next week we have to go to homework also. Okay. Okay. Thank you. And it's
Also,
tough.
Geshe didn't mention about it also there.
Yeah.
Somebody passed away, so Geshe has to go and repair in the house. Yeah. I was wondering why you leave so early.
Because Mark shows a little bit for sleepy.
We can blame a Mark.
He's my roommate, my neighbors. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Good night.
Thank you, Geshe.
Maybe I'll come tomorrow to Marcus' house.
Give me a call.
Yeah, of course. Okay, thank you.
Good night.
Good night.